Hakkinen on in front, Eddie Irvine coming through, and Coulthard is behind Hakkinen. Eddie Irvine dives up to the right, and Villeneuve goes through on the left. Damon Hill and Ralph Schumacher turn round. Now it's at this point that David Coulthard puts the power. Watch the McLaren in the background. There he goes across the track, into the wall, across the path of Heinz-Harald Frentzen. Off go the wheels, into the Armco goes David. Damon Hill goes through. There's Eddie Irvine's Ferrari being hit by Mika Salo's arrows, which also hits David Coulthard's McLaren, which had already been virtually written off. Tuero just hit somebody's front wing. There's an arrows in front of us. I should think at least 10 cars have been really badly affected by that crash. It reminds me of the appalling crash at Indianapolis some years ago. But mercifully, no, Eddie looking very quiet and calm in the pits. Does that mean he's not starting, or that he's just getting himself together to restart?
Well, there are other cars at the end of the pit lane. Trulli's managed to get himself in the Prost. We can see Wirtz at the end of the pit lane, ready to rejoin. They should be allowed to go round and reform on the grid, because obviously the race was stopped before the end of the first complete lap, so it's a whole new race. And now we'll have to see. I didn't see any sign of Eddie Irvine preparing to get in the T car. Normally there'd be frantic activity, and well, there's so many. That car's
one of the Benettons.
I thought I saw some flames in the back of it. I thought I saw some flames coming out, just creeping out behind the bodywork there.
The point is that it's happened once. There's no reason, to be honest, why it shouldn't happen again. But James Allen's got some news for it. What is it, James?
Well, I'm down at the scene of the accident now. There are, as I count, 9 cars that have been damaged in this incident. We've got obviously arrows. We've seen a Prost. Both the Tyrrells seem to have been pretty badly smacked up. One of the Stewarts, one of the Benettons, is there as well. But it's worth making the point that it seems that none of the drivers are still in the cars. They all seem to have got out and have made their way back to the pits via the medical centre, no doubt. And also we saw some bits flying off some of the cars up towards the debris fence, where there's a great big crowd, of course, on the outside of the straight. And looking across into the grandstands, it looks to me, and I'm very glad to tell you this, that no one in the grandstands appears to have been hit by any flying debris.
Well, Ron Dennis there talking to David Coulthard. I won't say David caused it, but it certainly all happened after he went off the track. First of all to his right and then to his left. But he's zipping up his overalls again, getting ready to get into the spare McLaren.
That was a very big first impact there for David Coulthard. Obviously lit up the rear tyres, went straight across the road and head first into the wall. Just a pure concrete wall there. This is the other side of the track where he ended up. And then another car hit him, Salo's car hit him very, very hard. One guy who did a good job in there was Ralph Schumacher. He managed to stay at the back of it all, and hopefully he escaped completely undamaged.
Well, while we're getting things sorted out here in Belgium and they're clearing the track, it's a good time to take a break.
He's a long way here saying, let me through, let me through. We saw the Ferrari team boss Jean Todt talking to McLaren, and just after that, Coulthard appeared to pull over and lift off. So we'll have to wait and see what the radio instructions were. But yeah, they weren't showing us the accident again. They showed us Schumacher with his hand in the air saying, let me through, let me through.
Well, without wishing to say I told you so, remember I said anything could happen in Formula One, and it usually does. Not much hasn't happened in this race. We're on lap 30 now, which is 2/3 distance out of lap 44.
This is down the hill, look, here comes Schumacher. Coulthard's quite clearly lifting off for whatever reason. Schuey doesn't realise it. Schuey starts to pull out, look. No, actually he's heading back in again. And then, bang, off goes the wheel.
And out goes Michael Schumacher. World Championship situation unchanged. They will go to the Italian Grand Prix at Monza in 2 weeks' time, still with 7 points between Hakkinen and Schumacher, with Hakkinen in the lead. And a furious Michael Schumacher trying to get at Coulthard to clobber him one, I should think.
If when he's all cooled down, he still thinks David Coulthard would do that on purpose, I'll be very disappointed in Michael. There's no Grand Prix driver I know that would attempt anything like that.
Yeah.
But this is the politics I was talking about earlier on. You've now got the two Jordans line astern. The man in second place, we believe, is leaving the team. with a little bit of acrimony. Is he going to pay any attention to team tactics? Because if those two, if they race each other, they could both end up off the road.
Oh,
Coulthard's car is fixed, and we believe he's going to restart. The main reason being there are only 6 runners, and they could score a World Championship point.
Yeah,
there's no Ferraris in the points. No Ferrari's going to score points today. Hakkinen's not going to score a point. They might just pick up a point in the remaining 15 laps.
He's going to have a job.
15 laps with David. Yeah, but it's going to rely on somebody falling off,
He's
Murray.
6 laps down.
Yeah, but hang on. I mean, how many cars are going off per lap at the moment?
Well, we've only got 6 left, and in reverse order, Jarno Trulli is now 6th in the Prost. Deniz is now 5th in the Arrows on a possible 2 World Championship points. Frentzen is 4th, Alesi is 3rd, Ralf Schumacher is 2nd, and his teammate Damon Hill leads on lap 30 as David Coulthard sets out on mission possible or impossible.
I don't know what he's thinking, but I'd be thinking, I really don't need this. I think I've had enough for one day.
So would I. Let's remind ourselves what's happened to him. Gigantic, he hit the wall just about where he was when I started talking there, and then went off the other side. That would upset anybody mentally. Then he restarted, tried to claw his way up from the back, only to have that fantastic crash with Michael Schumacher through, I firmly believe, absolutely no fault of his. He was doing what he'd been told to do by his pit management. It's